For both players, what did y'all think you got out of the trip to Puerto Rico? Where did you improve, et cetera?
Okay. Well, overall, the trip was a really fun experience. I'm glad we got the opportunity to go there. And the competition was pretty good. I think New Mexico State, we fought hard, got the win, and then Missouri State, that was a real big win for us and for our team. So I think that gave us a lot of confidence for this upcoming week.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback off of what Ryan said. Puerto Rico was a great experience, great time. We had a lot of team bonding. Um, for as our for his playing in the tournament, I think playing against Missouri State was a big win for us. Gave us a lot of confidence. They're a Sweet 16 team, and yeah, fun times. We had a great time.
Yeah, Lex, to go against the competition that you have gone against to this point, like you said, Missouri State being a Sweet 16 team last year, just what does it do for the confidence of y'all as an offense, and then also defensively, what y'all been able to do against these teams?
Can you repeat that question?
How much confidence do you have on the defense side of the ball, just to be specific? I mean, to hold Missouri State to 58 in New Mexico.
I mean, this is what we do every day in practice. Like Coach Mulkey preaches defense before offense, and I don't, I think defense is our strong suit. It's what we're really good at as a team. It's what I feel like will help us go further. Yeah, further in the tournament. Yeah.
You two guys are perimeter players. Are y'all comfortable in a rotation right now? Do y'all feel like it's working?
Yeah, of course. I feel like our rotation has been working. You know, everybody's been adjusting to the new system and everything. And me personally, I look to, come off and just give everything I got, give the best energy for the squad. And defensively, like Lex was saying, our defense, what Coach preaches, our defense and our rebounding is the two most important things. And then our offense will take care of itself. But as long as we get after on defense, we'll be good.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with starting. It's my first time starting since I've been in college. It was not my first time. I started probably like 7, 9 games my freshman year.
Where were you your freshman year?
With you at Baylor. But yeah, I'm comfortable with the rotation. I don't know if y'all have noticed the last few games, Coach Mulkey been snatching me. Yeah, get it together real quick.
Ryan, for y'all as guards, I mean, y'all are +4 in the turnover margin just as a team. Just what has been an emphasis for y'all offensively to take care of the ball, and how have y'all succeeded in that?
I think from the first game to, this past weekend, we've just really been honing in on offensive execution, knowing who to get the ball to at the right time. And I think just in terms of team camaraderie, the more we've been playing, the more comfortable we've been getting with each other. So just constantly, working on it in practice, that's been helping a lot too.
This is for either of y'all to answer, but going up against Iowa State, is this like a time where you're trying to really build into making a statement and showing how good this team can be?
Definitely.
Of course.
They're a ranked team. They're the number 14 team in the country right now. It'll be a big win for us and an upset. So we're looking forward to that match. We're looking forward to that matchup. 1-0.
Any more questions for either of the players?
Y'all did good.
Thanks, Coach.
Ready to guard somebody.
All right. Me this, but I just want to thank the fans who's been coming to the PMAC. We really need them there Thursday night at 8 p.m. We know it's a late tip-off, but we need y'all there. Y'all definitely impact us. Thank you.
See, she could work in promotions, right?
Questions for Coach?
Kim, what did you see coming out of Puerto Rico that's better than when y'all went in?
Well, we left there with 2 wins. We had an opportunity to come from behind in the New Mexico State game. We got behind in that game and stayed behind for a little while, and we learned from that win. We've got to start better. First quarter, we got to start better. We got to start with a sense of urgency and not get behind. We learned that we can calm down and execute and do the things we need to do to catch up and to take the lead. And then we extended the lead late in the game. In the Missouri State game, much respect for their program and what they've accomplished as a mid-major type program, and made them very aware of where they finished the last couple of years, and they watched them beat Virginia Tech the night before, who's ranked 24th in the country. So I thought a quick turnaround, playing back-to-back, we were a different team starting the Missouri State game than we were the New Mexico State game. And I always look at myself first. Did I get them ready to play in the New Mexico State game any differently than I did the Missouri State game? So self-evaluation starts with me on making sure that we keep correcting little things within ourselves.
Obviously, Iowa State up next. Do you approach this game similar to the Florida Gulf Coast game, or what is your approach in taking on a team that is kind of unique?
Well, the Florida Gulf Coast game, one, was too early in the year for this team. We weren't ready for that. I wasn't. There's no way you can get ready for that until you've been in a system for a period of time, and I'm talking about really on the defensive end. Iowa State, yes, shoots the three like Florida Gulf Coast, but it's totally different. They have post play. Iowa State has post play. They have, 4 kids, 3 in particular, that shoot the 3 ball as good as anybody that Florida Gulf Coast has, but it's totally different system. Defense is different. Bill Finley will throw every defense imaginable at us. It'll be a sagging man. It'll be a zone. It'll be a triangle and 2. It'll be a box and 1. I've been going against him for 21 years. And he always has great shooters. They play within themselves, but boy, do they expose you because they can flat out shoot the ball. So I know a lot about him and his style. And he knows in turn a lot about me and what I do. So I think it's going to be 2 old coaches that respect each other, that don't have to face each other in the same conference anymore. We are honored to play them. The difference is I always played him when I had a top team, okay? There's no pressure on us. Go enjoy yourself. Go see how much we've improved. We're not supposed to win the game. So let's just relax and go play and see what we can do. First chance, national television. We got a new football coach. I hope if he's in town, he'll be sitting there. It'd be a great PR move on his part to be sitting there and getting interviewed at a women's basketball game, right? So we're excited, and I do hope that because it's an 8 o'clock start on a school day that parents will come and bring their kids and people will stay awake.
Is that official invitation for Brian Kelly?
Well, yes, it is. I understand he'll be at the men's halftime tomorrow, and he may be leaving, I don't know. But if he's in town, certainly it is an invitation for him, his wife, his children, grandchildren. I don't know anybody in his family that's here. We'd love to have you.
Okay, Kim, I know it's not ideal that Kayla has been kind of bailing the team out scoring-wise. Do you feel confident that's going to even out and she's not going to bear so much of the burden?
Well, our scoring is pretty spread across. Alexis is your second leading scorer, and then if you look after that, it's 9, 8. She is certainly the one that I'm going to run things for when the game's on the line or when we need a big bucket. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to challenge her to don't run from that. Embrace that and love it. But I think all the other players are just as confident. We're going to throw it in there to the post. We're going to use those guys. Even if they don't score the ball, we're going to get post touches. And I think everybody's playing real confident right now.
How have you seen this team improve each and every game?
Specifically, I would say on the offensive end, we're executing and making sure, and you're listening to me, make sure you know the offenses, make sure you know who needs to touch the ball. And when you do that, you have less turnovers. You're not just trying to create for yourself and one-on-one. And I think on the defensive end of the floor, we're getting better in understanding I need 5 players to always guard the ball. Not guard your man, I need you to guard the ball. And I think other than the Florida Gulf Coast game that exposed us terribly, I think we're getting better. I think we compete rebounding the ball. You know, Tulane and Missouri State, those guys rebound the ball hard, and we're competing with those guys on the boards.
Going back to Brian Kelly, do you have any advice for him?
Tell him to learn how to eat all kinds of seafood. He's already Catholic, so he's got me beat in that area. I'm not Catholic, so he's in a predominantly Catholic part of the state, right? I think there's a whole row at his press conference for all the priests in town. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, welcome. I can't wait to meet him, welcome him to LSU, and I'm new kid on the block. He's new kid on the block. Jay Johnson's new kid on the block, so I guess we're going to grow into being the old kids one day.
Are y'all going to plan to have like a nice meet and greet, just the 3 of y'all sit down?
Oh, I doubt it, but we will have a meet and greet with all the coaches and the press conference and a reception and all those good things, and I will certainly do my part in going to meet him, and I'm sure he'll be tired by the time he leaves here. I'm sure he will be well fed by the time he leaves here. So it's exciting. It's exciting anytime you hire a new coach in any sport. It's exciting times.
Right, I just want to touch back on a couple of things. Firstly, you had said that the Florida Gulf Coast game was too early for this team, but 4 games later now against Iowa State, what has happened in those 4 games that makes at least this team more prepared to face them?
Well, we're getting better in a lot of phases of the game, taking care of the basketball, executing on the offensive end, defensively, understanding matchups when you get caught in transition defense, that might not be who you're assigned to, but you listen to a scouting report and you know which way to turn this kid. You know how to guard that kid. Just relaxing and becoming more comfortable. You know, the more we can be on the floor together as a staff and as players, the more we get to know each other. And then you throw it in when the lights come on, it's real. It's not practice anymore. And I think the more we can play, the more mistakes we make, the better we get. And that just takes time. You can't rush time.
Right, and you said not practice, but when the lights come on, and I don't know how much time you spent in the offseason with Kayla Pointer, but how impressed have you been with her this year?
Well, I can't tell you enough great things about Kayla Pointer. I said it when I took the job. That was her Aunt Nikki. And a new coach comes in, and she did not have to stay here. So that tells me, 1, that she loves LSU. That tells me, 2, that she's going to give the new coach a chance. And so I have the utmost respect that she did that along with Foss and along with Cherry. On the court, I have no idea how she was coached before I got here. All I know is how I coach. And they all get my wrath. And because she is a senior all-SEC performer, to whom much is given, much is expected. Because she plays point guard, which position you think I'm going to get on the most? She has to be an extension of me on that floor. She has to take over if I fall dead on that sideline. She's got to know everybody's responsibilities on that floor. And so she's going to get all the credit. She's also going to get a lot of the blame that may not be deserving, but so do coaches. And so she's an extension of me on that floor, and I've told her that. There will be days where I just look at you and get on you because I need the others to, I need to get the others' attention. And she's been very receptive. Now, internally, it's probably a shock to her system. It's probably like, I don't know that this motivates me too much, but hey, she's doing it. And that I respect. And consequently, I think everybody on that floor respects her for that. I tell her all the time, the triple doubles and the double doubles are phenomenal. Not many people that play this game can say they've ever had that. But what's even more important to me is what she did against Missouri State. What you do in a tight game to show me you're a big-time all-SEC performer means more to me than finishing a game with triple doubles and double doubles and you either blew them out or you were beat really bad. What you do in those tough games means more to me, even if it's a loss. That's where I judge Kayla Pointer, and she was big time in the Missouri State game.
Right, and just lastly, how do you think her influence and just the impact of you two together helps with other guards, like with Alexis and Ryan?
Well, I hope they witness it and they observe. I think that all of them have issues when it comes to a new coach. They all want to please a new coach, and I recognize that. And I also hope that they recognize all this woman wants to do is win, and all she wants to do is coach basketball. I don't want to deal with issues off the court. I don't want to deal with messiness. When you put on those tennis shoes, let's go perform. And if we get beat, we got beat by a team that played better than we did, that's more talent than we did, and you can walk off that floor and say, I gave everything I had. And I think that's the message. That's the message. And this game, you're going to have highlights and you're going to have lowlights. And what can we do in a short period of time of one year? What can we do to help those seniors get to that NCAA tournament? That's what we want to do. Help them go out where they participated in the NCAA tournament.
Time for a couple more questions.
Yeah, Kim, you have been preaching patience for Hannah Gusters, and I was wondering how she's coming along and if she's getting frustrated at all, or do you feel she's coming along smoothly?
Well, I hope she gets frustrated. Okay, that's part of coaching. Hannah had a very good tournament. Hannah, I have to pinch myself sometimes and say, she's only 19 years old, and this is her first true time to be on that floor. You know, at Baylor, she was a backup and got minutes after, the game was either decided or a few minutes in tight games. So I have to be careful on my expectations of her. She's got a lot to do. She's got a lot of work to do, but I saw progress. I saw progress in the Missouri State game, which was a game that we needed her to do some good things. She had like 6 or 7 deflections. She altered shots. She scored 2 baskets. She presented her numbers well and let us find her in the post. That's how I gauge her. It's like, okay, if you can do a little of this every game, just keep building. And, that frustration, that's not a bad thing as long as you keep it in check.
Finish up with Scott.
Kim, I might embarrass you just a little bit and say that you're Scott Woodward's best hire in terms of your resume and everything. But he has the best. Brian has the best resume of any football coach who's ever come to LSU. Can you speak to? Obviously, you wanted to come home. That was part of it. But can you speak to the sales pitch or what he does to, because everybody's saying, well, Scott Woodward did it again. He got another excellent coach to come to the school he's at.
Well, I can't speak for how he got Jay Johnson or how he got Brian Kelly. I'd like to tease and say publicly that I was his easiest hire. And obvious reasons. I'm from Louisiana. And people would think, well, no, you were his hardest hire because of what you left behind. You have won those national championships, and those two have not. But I was really his easiest hire, and I tell people that. He didn't have to sell me on LSU. He didn't have to sell me on this state. So I saved him a lot of talk and time. My situation is, I don't know if it's a Louisiana thing, but Scott just talks like I do, and I could just feel it. I think when the first thing he addressed was the commitment that he was making financially to the women's basketball program spoke volumes to me, That kind of commitment has never been made before, and you must understand something. You don't reap the dollar signs but in two sports in collegiate athletics, football and men's NCAA tournament, okay? So I'm very cognizant of that, but those programs and those universities who commit the dollars to women's basketball, they reap benefits beyond getting money. Student recruitment, bringing young kids to ball games that may someday become an LSU Tiger. You can't put a dollar sign on something like scrolls on the TV, Kim Mulkey leaves Baylor to come to LSU. You can't put a dollar value on the positiveness of that. And so those sports, other than women's basketball, that's dollar signs, okay? So he's investing lots of money in sports that you do get a return financially on your investment. So that told me about Scott's understanding of women's sports and the cash cows. And I like that. I like that. This is a great thing, and I've never said this before, but you know, I met Scott's wife when I got off that plane, and it didn't dawn on me that she keeps her maiden name. Think about that. What a man. I kept my maiden name. So that's a little thing, but that's a big thing. In fact, somebody mentioned her name to me, and I said, Scott, who is that? And he smiled. He goes, that's my wife. And I said, I love you even more. I love you even more. So little things like that tell me about Scott's heart, Scott's wanting the best for LSU, and but yet he wants the best, and he wants the best doing it the right way. And I think there's a pattern here. If you watch his hires and you watch what happens, I think Scott is on a mission here. And I'm glad I get to work for him. Thank you, guys.